clearly trying to discourage me from doing this. Now, the core issue here is, though, we get to the point where 90 days elapse. I don't have an address for it. I file basically a notice of a claim, a tort claim against the county. And, I'm very concise. Here's the one-page thing. We've got a car. It's damaged. We need to recover the losses. Warranties are gone on this car. Your employees didn't do this. And what you had to do is charge her with the failure to perform duties of driver after accident, and then, recover the money damages for the damage done to my car and give it to me. And that's the law. Now, if she had performed the duties of the driver as per law, which is you can't get in your car and leave away, you have to perform the duties before you do that, then my claim would be against her. And also the fact that she didn't give me an address, my claim would be against her. But she did not give me an address, and she left the scene and was gone an hour before anything was exchanged. So this is why the claim is against the county, right? So I hear back from this guy, and also because, they never, those two Yahoo deputies, Chris Lieutenant, whatever his name was, Kate, and the other guy, they never even gave the data to the district attorney's office. So, the district attorney's office was not even positioned to be able to do their job on this. So those guys, and this is an important crime to point out, is these guys lied to me. It's on the record. They committed perjury. And if they're not going to give it to the district attorney's office, they don't have to say anything. But they said on the record they were going to give it to the district attorney's office, and they didn't do it, is what the district attorney's office tells me. So I file the claim, and then I hear from this guy, I hear back from Lieutenant Cade after the claim has been filed, over the 90 days, 100 days has elapsed, and he gives me a P.O. box for McClure that says McClure has been cited for being uninsured. Now, here's the hard truth. That is the essence. She needs to get charged for failure to perform duties of driver after accident because I did not have that address. Now, a month later, and after spending hundreds of hours trying to contact her and track her down, a month later I get her on Facebook and I ask her for that address. She refuses to give it to me. This is in October, right? So now we are in December, and I've already filed a claim for the loss of my car against the Sheriff's Department of Clackamas County, and Lieutenant Cade comes back and says, well, there's no criminal activity here. She was cited for being uninsured, and this is her P.O. box. That's not how it works, douchebag. You know what I mean? Read the fucking law, douchebag. I'm sorry, but get your head out of your fucking ass. Get some cops who can fucking read the law and perform the duties of police officers. You know what I mean? Why does Clackamas County have so many fucking lawsuits against them? Because they're corrupt douchebags and they don't respect the fucking law and uphold it. So here on where we're at is, they're doing nude calendar shoots. They're laughing at a Purple Heart soldier as he dies and not doing anything. These guys are fucking shit under American shoes, right? They suck. We don't have to make excuses. We have to better train them. And I think it's an issue with leadership, and it's an issue with management, and from the top down for sure. So the accountability is on them. And and I made my complaint the day after this happened. It was a video complaint. They did nothing about it. They're trash. These people, every single one of those fucking douchebags is fucking trash, or most of them are. Everyone knows that in Clackamas County too. So, and I tried to be cool about it. I gave him 90 days. And then after the 90 days elapsed, after I filed the claim, he gives me a P.O. box. The information had to come from her the night of the incident. She had a chance a month later to give it to me. She refused to do it. So it's failure to perform duties of driver after accident, and the county has to charge her with that. If they're choosing not to charge her with that because she came back, well, she came back with fake, incomplete, fraudulent information. So, it doesn't matter if she came back. She fucking left. You can't leave, and you can't go get fake information and come back. The law is extremely clear. If they want to interpret the law in a way different than it's written, that's why they should not be police officers in Oregon, because that's an Oregon state law. Case fucking closed, right? If they want to change the law, then they can go try to be lawmakers, but none of them are going to make it as lawmakers because they suck as cops, and they're liars, and they're fucking criminals. And that's easily to be proved. So, but here we are. We're now fast forwarded, and we've got this Yahoo Stephen Madkour working for the council who comes in and says, well, your claim would be with the other driver, not the county. And it's like, I feel like I'm dealing with like these really stupid people. And I think, because if my claim would be with the other driver if she had performed the duties of the driver after the accident. So this guy is positioned wrong because he can't see what's going on because the police are failing at their jobs within the county. So, here's the deal. And, I don't have to hold this fucking idiot's hand. But here's the deal. You have to legally when a tort claim is submitted, or when a claim is submitted, within, you have to, if the county gets that claim, they have to give it to their insurance company. Now, their insurance company has 30 days or whatever to get back to me, is the way it was explained to me by lawyers, etc., and to respond. But it's not a question of them saying, well, your claim's denied, and this is what this guy's doing. I'm saying, no, that insurance company has to write back to me. When I get that denial, then I can sue. What they're doing is they're not even giving the claim to their insurance company that's against them, and that is a fraudulent criminal act on behalf of the council. Now, if they did do it, that regardless, the actual insurance company has to be the one in writing to get back to me and to make it, if it is a denial or if it's an acceptance or if it's a question of more information. These are legal laws in the state of Oregon. I didn't make them up. So, basically what they're trying to do is act one and the same is like Jenna McClure, and not even and try to cut me off and not even let the claim go to the insurance company. And so it's very clearly a criminal act. But beyond that, he says, well, your claim is denied. The insurance company for the county denies the claim, not the county councilman. That's like me, that's like someone smashes my car and they say, well, I didn't do it. No, it's your insurance company that would discuss this with me. So this is the issue. And this is, so I'm dealing with not only Jenna McClure being a criminal, being negligent, being drunk, probably drunk, being clearly someone who did not perform the duties of a driver in terms of the damage to my property after the accident, and fleeing the scene and causing me all kinds of problems, and not giving me the right information, and being uninsured, and all of that, and then the police officers not doing their jobs and not giving the information to the district attorney. Now I'm dealing with the guy at the council at Clackamas County sucking at his job so much where he does not give the claim to his insurance company. And it's just like, we got to bring in the state, and we got to bring in the federal agencies here, and we got to pick these douchebags apart and put them in fucking jail. You know what I mean? And we've got to arrest these fucking people at Clackamas County, and we've got to get people who in there in the leadership who are respectable, who are going to actually uphold the law, and in terms of the leadership and the management at Clackamas County. Because the night of this incident, that young police officer deputy who responded, he acted strange to me. He acted clearly in a way that was not consistent with how a police officer or public safety person who was trained to uphold the law, do their job right. He acted in a way that was, clearly not up to standard, not up to par. He kind of laughed about it. He didn't do his job right. But also, the big thing is Steinberg, who was his supervisor, was on the radio and was telling him not to do the things wrong. So this young deputy at Clackamas County was getting poor leadership, poor management. These guys don't take their job seriously. They suck at their job. They are the reasons why we need to make America better. They are the reasons why we need to, kind of, I think, in terms of not just our nation, but, America is a good country. And if there's a county in Oregon who's not doing shit right and laughing about it, and, taking a nude photo shoot for a joke or something in the courthouse, and, laughing at a Purple Heart soldier, someone who served their country while they, are an overdose and the person dies. And then, we're dealing with these people who aren't even holding a local girl who's uninsured and who's not performing the duties of the driver and who's drunk. We're not even doing anything about that. And, we're not doing our right processes right. And we're seeing all these other cases against these guys too. These guys are a problem and they need to be held accountable. When I talk about accountable, I talk about criminal charges against Chris Cade for his perjury, for not giving that to the DA office. I talk about criminal charges against Tyler Alexander. I talk about the guy, Craig Roberts, who's who's the sheriff. He needs to resign, and he does not need to be in public service ever again. I talk about accountability. I want to talk about this Steve Madkour guy who's choosing not to give this claim to his insurance company and coming back to a lame, half-assed, pathetic, shit under my shoe fucking response and saying, what does he say? He says, well, the claim would be with the other driver. No, douchebag. She has to perform the duties of the driver after the accident. That's the fucking law. If your people don't want to uphold the law, then your people don't belong in public service and in uniform. And that's the fucking end of the story. Okay? That's the fucking end of the story to Stephen Madkour while he hides in that fucking council building. And, and we asked him very politely to get to a supervisor, and we asked him very politely, why his head is stuck 10 feet up his fucking ass, you know what I mean, and why Clackamas sucks so much. But that douchebag doesn't want to fucking do his job right either. So, this county, they're running an un-American way underneath our American flag within our borders, then they will be held accountable by the federal and state agencies ASAP for their crimes. And they will be removed from their positions, and we will have people put into those positions who will do their job in the correct way. If there is a law broken, then they will uphold the law that is in place, and they will not interpret it in a way that is contrary to how it is written. And they will perform in a way that is aligned with our standard. And I do not want to waste my time further with this. I gave them 90 days, and I didn't have anything from her, so I had to file the claim. And then all of a sudden I get a P.O. box from McClure. She has to give me the thing the night of the incident. She can't leave the scene. These are the core issues. And for clackamas, the core issues is they have to give that stuff to the DA's office, and the DA's office has to charge her. Or the DA's office can make their own decision about that, is the hard truth, right? But I'm sure the DA's office would charge her. But, just to circle back to the beginning of this, it was suggested to me by people in Oregon with all of the other stuff against McClure for indecent exposure, how she's mooning, how she's doing sex acts, that this person performs sex acts on police officers in return for leniency. And it resonates with me, that suggestion. And it's sad, because why did that police officer arrive? And then the way he was standing, he looked like he might have just had a sex act performed on him. Why did McClure drive up right afterwards? They clearly knew each other. Did this girl just give this guy a blowjob? Because I can't imagine why else this guy in this department would not be doing their jobs the correct way in terms of upholding the law as it's written. Why are they choosing to interpret it the wrong? You know what I mean? So absolutely, the claim is for the value of the car, and absolutely they owe me that money. And if it's Stephen Madkour, he wants to fucking be a bedbug piece of fucking shit in that dump and not do his job right, then I want to make sure he's done. I don't want him to be a public counsel person ever again. This is clearly a misconduct for Stephen Madkour, and it's clearly a misconduct for several different officers, and that goes right up to the management and leadership of both the council as well as Craig Roberts, and these people need to be removed ASAP. Thank you.